So one of the silver linings or the saving grace of this current moment in our political history is that every now and then you see somebody who not only wakes up, who really wakes up, and they start feeling like genuinely heartbroken and disgusted that they ever were on the Trump train. So one of the people I'm thinking of, that caller into C-SPAN who was damn near crying, and he was given like a heartfelt apology and telling everybody, I'm so sorry, I had no idea that it would be this bad, that this guy would be this fucking corrupt and this disgusting. Well, now I feel like we got another person that fits in this category. This guy here, his name is Shawn Ryan. He's part of the Rogan Sphere sort of podcast community. And this is a guy who I believe he had on Donald Trump. And you guys know how it was. There was a time online where that's where all the vibes were. That's where all the energy was. If you were a pro-Trump podcaster, they were getting all the views, they were getting all the likes, they were getting all the support, the adoration. Rogan had Trump on and cucked himself to Trump. Just gave an embarrassing softball interview. You have Tim Dillon had on JD Vance. It was embarrassing. Theo Von played patty cakes with Trump and humanized him. And this guy Shawn Ryan had on Trump as well. But this guy has done a total 180, a strong 180, to the point where he's now having on like Ro Khanna to shit on Trump and sitting there and agreeing with everything he's saying. Okay, so here he is, and he posted this video recently, and you get a sense of where he's at now. Listen to this.
I've been pretty quiet about Pam Bondi in front of Congress the other day talking about how the Dow's up to 50,000. Nobody gives a fuck. Because what you should be talking about is how you are going to investigate and prosecute any pedophiles that were running around on Epstein Island that you're affiliated with. But we didn't talk about that, did we? Oh, and what's the excuse? What was the excuse? Oh, if we prosecute everybody, the whole system would go down. Well, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like how Trump ran his campaign. Let's drain the swamp. Doesn't that sound a lot like draining the swamp? It actually is drain the swamp served up to you on a fucking silver platter. But you're not going to take it, are you? You're going to protect pedophiles. You're going to protect pedophiles rather than go after them and hope that everybody's happy that the Dow hit 50,000. Are you fucking out of your mind? I guess the whole drain the swamp campaign promise was another fucking bullshit lie, huh? Man, the lies are stacking up fast. I've never seen so many fucking lies appear in, what, a year? It's only been a fucking year. Look at all the fucking lies. You know, I wanted to talk to you about something else, too. Then you got Pam Bondi and what's that other guy's name? Todd Blanche. Yeah, running around giving Ro Khanna and Massey all this shit because they accidentally put two names that are apparently innocent, out that were in the Epstein files. Well, I got fucking news for you. You have two guys that are in Congress that are actually doing shit, and you give them shit because they made a mistake when they're trying to do the fucking job of the entire Department of Justice, because nobody over there will do their fucking job when it comes to putting pedophiles away in prison. So you give them shit because two people are trying to do the job of the entire Department of Justice. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Something shifted, man. Something shifted. Something changed. I don't know the exact moment. I don't know what it was. I honestly think it varies person to person what was the awakening moment. According to the public, the polls really shifted against Trump. You want to know what it was? The Epstein ballroom. The ballroom. The fact that he kept, in every interview he was doing, he was asked about, sir, Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck and murdered. Are you okay, sir? How are you doing? I know you were close to him. I know he helped you win the White House. Are you doing okay, sir? And Trump goes, I'm doing fine. Look over there. See that? That's where we're going to put the ballroom. You see the land? See, they cleared it out a little bit. They're making it all nice. And when I'm telling you, when it's done, it's going to be amazing. And presidents have wanted it for years, and we're finally delivering on it. That was a moment where the public went, they snapped out of it. Seriously. You saw like his approval went like just started going straight down. Because people finally got it. Like, oh, hold on. Unemployment's going up. Inflation's going up. I'm struggling. My Medicaid got taken away. My health insurance premium is tripling. What the fuck's going on here? Didn't you say you would end the Ukraine war on day one? Didn't you say that? You didn't fucking do that. Like, oh, and now you're bragging about remodeling the Lincoln bathroom and building a fucking ballroom financed by billionaire assholes where there's going to be some pay-to-play deal? You're demolishing the East Wing of the White House without even fucking a thought? There's video of Trump before he demolished the East Wing. He goes, "That's my favorite part of the White House. I would never get rid of that part of the White House. We have tremendous respect for the East Wing." Then he fucking demolishes it. This is who this guy is. So that woke the public up. The thing that woke up anybody who was still in the periphery of MAGA, the thing that they were like, whoa, and Andrew Callahan talks about this too, some of the strongest supporters were the ones who dropped quickest when there was the Epstein files, when the Epstein files started coming out and we started learning more. Because there you have, what's his name? The QAnon shaman. He totally turned on Trump as soon as the Epstein file stuff happened because he goes, that was like the core of what was keeping them Trump supporters is, oh, he's going to bring down the deep state and he's going to go after the pedophile cabal. And no, it turns out he's the leader. He's the head of the pedophile cabal. He's the head of the snake. He's all over those Epstein files. He's in the Epstein files 1,000,000 times. He was in the redacted files 38,000, and that was only the first 1% of the files when it came out. There's all sorts of dirt on him. No, he's part of the club. He's in the club. He literally told Marjorie Taylor Greene, all my friends will go down if you release this. It'll hurt my friends. Well, then fuck your friends. And the system should come down, as Shawn Ryan said. If it's a shadow government of moneyed interests, if it's a cabal of pedophile billionaire sadists, and they're the ones who make the decisions, and they're the ones who really run politics, well, that's a fucking problem, isn't it? That's a pretty goddamn good argument for having actual democracy and not this fucking, this sadist aristocracy, right? This vile cretin cabal. And so they're waking up. They're waking up. And by the way, let me just say, this was always the plan, y'all. This was always the plan. I mean, I remember screaming from the top of my lungs in Trump's first term when he was running, well, when he was campaigning his first time around. And he goes, "I'm self-financing my campaign." I remember going on my show the next day and going, "That's not true. That's not true. Here's an article that explains all the billionaires who are giving him money. Here's who he's raising. Here's the corporations he's raising money from. Here's the billionaires he's raising money from. Here's exactly how the corruption works. Here's the super PAC that's spending on his behalf." Because he just lied. He just lies. He gets away with a lot because he just lies. He'll just say the opposite of what he's actually doing. But now people are catching on, and they're realizing, oh my God, we've been lied to all along. So the whole point, Trump was not a rejection of the establishment. He was the culmination of the establishment. He was the establishment's last line of defense. That's what Donald Trump was. He is a fucking billionaire. He is a billionaire, okay? He's in the club. The real goal all along was to protect the interests of the pedophile cabal. The whole point was Project 2025. Go full unitary executive theory and make Trump an emperor. Go full Christian nationalism, okay? And go after the atheists, go after the agnostics, take away people's rights, take away abortion rights. Go back to a primitive style of government, okay? The destruction of the regulatory state on behalf of the corporations and the billionaires to let them do whatever they want and pollute however much they want. That's the goal. The destruction of the social safety net to make sure that it's a dog-eat-dog world. And if you're at the bottom rung of that ladder, there's no way you can get up. You're going to shut up and be a fucking slave peasant to Jeff Bezos and to Mark Andreessen and to Peter Thiel and to all the other assholes who end up going on Joe Rogan's podcast. Because basically it's the Jeffrey Epstein experience over there these days. Okay? This was the goal. The goal was to ban blue states from doing free school breakfast and free school lunch and ban states from doing minimum wage increases. This was the goal. So understand what the purpose was and what Trumpism actually is. It's the Empire Strikes Back, okay? They're not the rebels. They're the Empire. That's what they are. That's what they've always been. Trump was just good at lying. Trump was just a massive bullshitter. And that's why we are where we are. But now there's a mass awakening. And like I told you guys, his average favorability is 38%, which is historically atrocious. But my suspicion is, you know how Gallup poll just stopped tracking the favorability rating? I honestly believe that's because they had like a Trump 28% or 29% poll that was going to come out, and they knew if we release this, we're cooked. If we release this, they're going to come after us viciously. They're going to audit us. They're going to investigate us. They're going to try to fucking crack down on us. They might wage a lawsuit against us because this is what Trump does. If you cross a line and you go after him too aggressively, he'll fucking end you, right? So I think that's what happened is they had something with Trump in the 20-some-odd percentile range, and they said, fuck it, let's just not do presidential ratings anymore because we don't want to have to deal with the headache from this. That's where we are now. That's where we are. 28, 29% approval rating. The whole fucking country hates you. The whole country's struggling. What are you doing? waging 7 goddamn wars. You're all over the goddamn Epstein files. You're the most corrupt regime we've ever seen ever in human history. Okay? You're making everybody's life worse with every decision you make, with the trade war and the tariffs, and now the retaliation from that is destroying U.S. farmers, and you're bailing out fucking Argentina to the tune of $40 billion as you screw over American farmers. They're sick of it. People are sick of it. They're waking up. They're realizing what happened here. And that's why a poll came out the other day that said Kamala would win by 8 points if the election was today against Trump. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. And guess what? It's only going to get worse for him.
Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.